So this has been a great year for some high quality smartphones for a less than usual price tag, but I'm sure we all want to know which is the best one, and that's what we're going to find out today. ZTE reached out to sponsor today's video so I can put their brand new Axon 7 up against the OnePlus 3. So we're going to do that by first taking a look at the designs. When it comes to design, there's no huge differences here. Both phones have the aluminum body we've come to know and love from higher end smartphones today, but I've got to give it to the Axon in the looks and comfort department. It has rounded edges and a curved back, which makes it way more pleasant to hold, and ZTE took a risk by adding thickness to the phone, since the trend tends to be to create the thinnest phone possible, but it worked out really well with the Axon 7. I found a slight added heft to give the phone a more solid feel in the hand, not to mention giving it a little more room for a bigger battery, but we'll get to that later. And something I like with the Axon 7 is that the aluminum isn't just found on the back, you can also see it in the front on the speaker grills, which definitely helps to give it a more premium look rather than the simple black borders that we typically see around displays. If you like your phone to have some harder edges, the OnePlus 3 definitely has that, but I've got to give it up to the Axon 7 in the design department. A nice bonus with the Axon 7 is the inclusion of a micro SD card slot in the SIM tray, which the OnePlus 3 is unfortunately missing. And one of the most important specs for me is the display. We're looking at two large 5.5-inch AMOLED displays, but the Axon 7 has a 1440p display, which makes it a higher resolution than the OnePlus 3's 1080p. This means you can expect sharper images and to watch higher res content online, like mine. But the OnePlus One's display does get a bit brighter, but this is only a difference you'll notice when comparing them side by side. And we can't talk about media consumption without talking about those speakers. The OnePlus One has a single speaker at the bottom of the phone, but the Axon 7 has front-facing stereo speakers, which makes watching videos and listening to music a lot nicer. And it also means you don't have to do this. While it looks like the Axon's in the lead, the OnePlus 3 shakes things up a bit in the camera department. The OnePlus 3 is rocking a 16 megapixel rear camera, while the Axon sports 20 megapixels. While both phones are pretty decent in good lighting, one thing I did notice is that the Axon's images came out quite a bit softer and less detailed than the OnePlus 3's. The Axon 7 does have more features like Beautify for you selfie takers, live photos, and a ton more shooting options. But ultimately, it's all about the quality of your shot, and this is where I feel the OnePlus 3 has the advantage. Now, battery life. This is one of the most important specs of a phone, but it often gets neglected by most companies for some reason. But both phones do have decent battery life, with the Axon having a bit of an edge here. It boasts a 3200 mAh battery versus the OnePlus 3's 3000 mAh battery. The Axon lasts a bit longer on a charge, which is pretty impressive considering it has a higher resolution display, which usually has an impact on battery life. They both feature fast charging capabilities, with the OnePlus 3 getting 60% in 30 minutes and the Axon 7 getting 50% in the same 30. But the OnePlus 3 requires you to use their included dash charger and cable, which kinda sucks. But luckily for the Axon 7, Qualcomm's quick charge feature is found in a lot of the new charging accessories, which makes it a bit more accessible. But one of the most important things we can talk about with these phones is their actual performance. They both use Snapdragon's 820 processor, but the Axon 7 has 4 GB of RAM versus the OnePlus 3's 6 GB. I really don't think the end user is going to see a difference in performance with these specs, but when you start to see the difference is the skin and the interface. OnePlus 3 has a pretty stock version of Android with a few tweaks and customization options, while the Axon 7 is pretty heavily skinned. The skin on the Axon 7 does a pretty good job of not getting in the way of the basic features of Android, but I know a ton of people out there love stock Android, so OnePlus 3 might have a slight edge to some people. For $400 bucks, it's pretty insane what you can get out of a smartphone these days, and it's awesome to see companies like ZTE joining in the fray and providing a flagship level phone for an affordable price. But not only are they providing a flagship level phone for an affordable price, they're providing one to one of you guys. So you know what that means, there's a giveaway. And all you gotta do to enter is be sure to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment down below, and boom, you're entered. But you're gonna wanna make sure you're following me over on Twitter because I'm gonna be announcing the winner in 2 weeks. But that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Who do you think won this battle? Let me know with a comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.